right, folks, welcome to another edition of In Conversation. One of the perks of what I do is I get to speak to so many different people from many walks of life and meet different people. And that's what I'm doing today on the program. Two very special, the keyword special, ladies on the show. First, Elisabeth Rohm, directly to my left. If you're watching on the screen, to your right. Actress, author, philanthropist, co-founder and host of the Respect Project, which we'll get to in a second. Probably best known, I hope this is correct, I'm sure you've heard this before 1,000 times, Serena Sutherland and Law and Order. So if you've heard that before and you hear it again, there you go. But welcome to the show. Good to have you.
I'll always take a compliment. Thank you.
You're amazing, still are. And also, too, just below us is a real special person, Stephanie Ching. And Stephanie's mom is also part of this discussion. Stephanie's been a Special Olympics athlete for 25 years, a very long time, and she's done so much. She's doing so much, and she'll continue to do so much as well down the road. So, Stephanie, great to have you on board, and hi to your mom as well.
Thank you, Ryan. In
Pleasure.
25 years, I've been a Special Olympics athlete for 30 years now.
Has it gone by quickly? Because I'm sure, Elisabeth, you were going to say that's a long time.
Well, first of all, you look like you're in your 20s. And so I know you've been doing this such a long part of your life, and that even during COVID, you were talking to medical professionals and students about inclusive health. And you took advantage of the, sort of opportunities of being a part of Special Olympics remotely, even during COVID, right?
Yes.
Did it start with you? And I think it did. I'll get that back to Elisabeth in a second. But I believe, Stephanie, if I'm not mistaken, you competed in your first Special Olympics event at the age of 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Okay, if you can remember, I have trouble remembering what happened yesterday. If you can remember how you felt at that moment, because that was such a young age, but it was such a huge thing for you to do back then.
I am a health messenger.
No, at that time.
How
do you feel at that time?
I feel when I was age 7, I tried to go race. It was fun. And enjoying with the rest of my teams and my friends. I feel confident. And so many coaches to help me, to support. And I feel a lot of confidence and having good sportsmanship.
You know what? You covered, and Elisabeth, you can pick up on this. You covered sportsmanship, confidence, friends, fun. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And, for me, I feel like I come into Special Olympics family without a family member or a loved one with an intellectual disability. I come at Special Olympics with the great privilege of learning from my friends like Stephanie how to approach life with the moral compass that Special Olympics leads with, to have fun, to be treated equally, to have a voice, to have a community, to thrive, to be physical. And I mean, Stephanie, you do 5 different sports, right? I mean, you're living your life fully.
Yes.
You do 5 different sports. Can you tell us the ones, and also if you could name the favorite of them all, what would that be?
So my favorite one my favorite sports are swimming, basketball, floor hockey, bowling, softball, and golf, and bocce ball.
I was wrong. I'm wrong. It was 7, not 5.
Yeah.
It was 7.
Got to get the bocce ball in there, right? That's tremendous. Do you have any athletes that you've seen, Stephanie, in your lifetime that you look at and, for example, a swimmer? Has any swimmer kind of stood out in your mind as someone that you watch over the course of your life?
I watch a couple of them, but it's really important to having a be strong and being confident. If it's doing swimming, don't give up. You have to do it again. If you do something that's not correct, you can do it by yourself. You can learn how to do it.
Amazing words. And Elisabeth, if you look at what kind of the world has gone through in the last 20 plus months and what a lot of the world still is going through, it's tough for a lot of people to be happy and to find something that gives them energy and makes them feel like they have a purpose. But with what Stephanie's saying, never
Mm.
give up, right? Those three words are so key, and especially for a lot of people lately, those are very important.
It's exactly right. And I, again, think Special Olympics, sort of North Star is very much what we all need, to feel like we have a community and that we're surrounded by a spirit of never giving up. But again, back to inclusive health, in order to participate in these sports, these athletes need to be at their greatest health to be able to do so. And there are gross disparities in the medical industry for people that have intellectual disabilities. And for them to thrive and compete at their best, they need to get medical screenings. They have many more, medical complications, and oftentimes die before people without intellectual disabilities. So I really inspired that Special Olympics approaches the athlete completely and holistically, and not only creates these sport events, but also educates doctors and students on how to be inclusive with health. They've trained over 300,000 people, and and actually Stephanie has been a part of that and talked to them and educated them herself. And they've also provided over 2 million screenings for athletes. So they're really committed to leveling the playing field so that the athletes are as strong and healthy as possible when they have those great moments of joy and being in the community when they're participating in their sports.
And that's what you need. Stephanie, how does it feel? I'm sure I know the answer, but how does it feel for you when you compete at any of those sports that you like? It must give you a sense of not just purpose, but just a sense of fulfillment, because it sounds to me like you love sports like I do as well.
I love sports because it's really important to me in my life. Like having friends. I made a lot of new friends and I'm happy and I am confident to have a healthy and body and mind. And I like to I am a health messenger and I have friends. I am happy. I'm confident to have a healthy body and mind. And just
And to have make sure that everyone's needs are addressed in the healthcare system,
Yeah.
so that you can have those great moments of confidence and be with your friends and have value and worth, and like Stephanie's always saying, really participate in the sports that she loves so much that bring her great joy.
It's about spreading the word, right? There's so many special Olympic athletes that are in the world, and what I like too, and Stephanie, a lot of people look up to you, right? You looked up to a lot of people, I'm sure, when you were growing up, but a lot of people look up to you. So how does that make you feel that people, if they look at you and say, hey, if she can do it, then why can't I do it? That must be a good feeling for you.
I I feel strong and confident and brave in the attempt and actually don't give up. You have to do it again anyway. But yeah.
I
I
feel
want
that
to,
way. I feel that
yeah.
you inspire me to not give up,
Hmm.
to approach my life, whether it's as a director, an actor, as a person, as a mom, to feel like, bravery in the attempt of trying, like you always say, Stephanie, to feel good about yourself and confident in the trying and the doing. You don't always have to win, but like you said, you should never give up. And we all have value and we all have a voice. And um, you know the story of inclusion about Special Olympics, it really moves me when I hear from you, Stephanie, as an athlete, and how you feel about your other fellow athletes. um, that you all have a voice and you have worth and value and confidence about your purpose and living your life to the fullest.
That is correct.
I
And
completely concur.
yeah.
How about you, Mom? You must be very proud of the young lady to your right.
Yes, I am. But a lot of it has to go, with what we have been doing with Special Olympics. It really brings out the abilities of people with intellectual disabilities. So it's not just because they have a disability, but because they learn um, to use their other abilities to overcome what they don't have. And I'm very thankful for Special Olympics over the years. And Stephanie could not have been as successful being able to hold down a job for 17 years and working part time and having friends and learning to play sports, and all those are important. And especially nowadays, with the environment, inclusive health is very critical for
Right.
people to get healthcare programs and services, for everybody, not just for people without disabilities, but for people with disabilities. So, we are great supporters of Special Olympics, and thank you to Elisabeth, to you, Ryan,
Oh, of
to be
course.
able to spread our message. And I hope everybody get to even join Special Olympics either as a volunteer or as a supporter, of this great movement.
Speaking of
And choose
that,
to include. Yeah.
yeah, choose to include. You're right. Choose to include hashtag and the pledge of jointherevolution.org. Speaking of that, you mentioned the volunteers. And Elizabeth, you can talk a bit about this because the numbers are astonishing. So the next Special Olympics, USA Games in Orlando, coming up in this year in 2022, there's 4,000 athletes, 10,000 volunteers, 1,500 coaches, 125,000 fans. That's a lot of people. And when I think about that, there's so many people involved behind the scenes to make something like this happen.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, like you said, even looking forward beyond that to 2023 in Berlin, the World Games,
Yeah.
170 nations are going to be participating, and I think it's about 7,000 athletes at this point. So that's, like you said, it's a movement. It's a movement of athletes and volunteers and family members that all become a community together, a community of inclusion and of thriving. And like Susanna said, learning how to live to our greatest capabilities together as human beings in this movement. And as you can see, the numbers are huge with the volunteers and athletes and nations and that are participating. So it really is a movement of people who stand for inclusion and choosing to include, like we're saying, which is our movement.
And it's just growing. Stephanie, talk a bit about some of the videos you've done. You're a very healthy person. You love health. You love being active. And I've read about some of these videos. So can you give us any tips on how to improve our health? Because you certainly look amazing.
Yes. I work out with a slow strength video, and I swim 3 times a week.
In the video, what do you do?
I do in the video of School of Strength is I did a warm-ups. I did arm circles for 10 times. I did leg swing for 10 times. And I also do, after that one, I doing the trunk twists, like rotations, like for 20 times, like side to side, arms out. Yes. It was so much fun because I have friends over there and to support me. And it's really here for me to meet someone. It's from WWE, Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
So excited to meet her. And she taught me through how to do it and then do properly, how to do exercising at home. And I can demonstrated couple of them. So that worked.
Sure. Sounds good to me. You're amazing. You're honestly amazing at what you do, and I can only imagine how you were too when you saw Becky Lynch. Maybe you weren't able to say anything because of how in awe you were, which is fantastic. Elisabeth, let me ask you about you're the founder of something called the Respect Project. So just talk a bit about that.
The Respect Project is a thought forum of diverse people who come together to talk about the essential topics of our time. And inclusion is a big one. I actually just want to take a moment to say if people want to support the movement of inclusion, they can go to jointherevolution.org to participate, to contribute and support inclusive health for all of these athletes going to Detroit and Florida and Berlin, and they can be a part of that incredible movement of, back to my talks, of respecting others. And I think by respecting ourselves, like the Special Olympics athletes do, we learn to respect each other, and we learn to respect each other's differences and the importance of differences. And that is how we unite. And I think everybody has value, and the importance of talking about that, especially through Special Olympics, I think can light a fire under so many people out there to know that everybody has worth and everybody has value in this life.
You need that. And Stephanie, you're a living example of this for everybody watching this, listening to it, and just a special, special person. The motto, the oath of Special Olympics, I saw this today. It says, "Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave and attempt." And just going back to Stephanie, just as we close, to just some of your words of encouragement that you can give others. You say, don't quit. Do it again if you need to, and if you fall down, make sure you get up again.
Yeah.
That is correct. If someone is falling down, give your hands to them. Here, let me help you, and let's get you up off the floor. I'll go with you, and don't be shy, and be confident, be strong, and having played sport and having good sportsmanship, have confidence and healthy, and that's how you support all the rest of the athletes. And I can live a long and a healthy life, and to play like year-round sports, training, and athletic competition.
And that's amazing for you. Very healthy. Last comment, Elisabeth. I'm inspired even more now. Are you?
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
when I sit and spend time with an athlete like Stephanie, I am, again, like Susanna expressed, so grateful to Special Olympics for being a champion for health equity and making sure that these people, these athletes, these incredible spirits that are part of the community are at their best when they get out there to win, and if not, be brave in the attempt, because that's what all of us try to do in our life.
Yeah, every walk of life. Join the Choose to Include movement, and as Elisabeth did say, take the pledge at jointherevolution.org. Stephanie, it's been a pleasure meeting you. I've done a few of these in the last couple of years, and I'm really inspired. I'm going to try some of those exercises you told me. I should have written them down. I'll get back to you and let you know how I did. But thank you so much for this, and Elisabeth, thank you too. Great to meet you. And thanks for being a part of this. Right, we all need to be in our own small way a part of this massive movement, which is Special Olympics. So, Stephanie, thank you. Elisabeth, thank you as well.
Thank you,
Ryan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, ladies. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. And thanks to Stephanie's mom as well for joining us. A lot of fun. Again, jointherevolution.org and hashtag choose to include. Great stuff to come. We're out of time. Thanks for listening and watching, and we'll do it again on another edition of In Conversation.
Great. Thank you.